course, you know. Real versatile chord, because then if you slow it down, you know, then you've got a blues, you know, genre kind of style. Of course, I'm sure you know that chord too. I was just, this would be like if you had a song in E, a little blues song, and you were just going to kick it off using chords. Go back a fret, come back to the E, and F9, hit it twice, E9. Then your augmented chord, which is like your, you know, this chord here, except you're going to sharp that, no. I'm sure you know that one. That's like if you think about A minor chord, if you drop your fingers down to the first, second, and third strings, and added your pinky here. This would be like an F augmented, you know, the F plus, which means add the fifth tone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to sharp that one. Not add the fifth tone, but sharp the fifth tone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thing about the augmented chords, that's kind of interesting. They repeat themselves every 5 frets. That sounds like something you'd hear in a commercial or a cartoon. Now this is the augmented chord. So if somebody said play an F augmented chord, of course here's your F root note, but okay, somebody said play an F augmented chord, but you all of a sudden you said, okay, here's one. It still works because it's the very same notes. They flip themselves around. Every 5 frets, the augmented chord repeats itself. Just like the diminished chord. The diminished chord is like, you know, like if you had a D chord and you move your fingers up 1 string each. Kind of move them in tandem there and added the pinky. The diminished chord repeats itself every 4 frets. And this is something I have heard in cartoons and stuff. Oh no, I can't pay the rent. Anyway. That's like on the Garth Brooks tune, you know, Friends in Low Places, the 2nd chord is a passing chord. You know, there's a lot of, you know, that's an A sharp or B flat diminished chord. You know, A sharp diminished. I make my A like this, where it's kind of like a D7 chord, where I put the 3rd finger, then the 1st finger, and then the 2nd finger. So when I make my A sharp diminished, all I have to do is literally move 1 finger. Go to the A sharp. Okay, so enough about that. Oh, one more thing on the diminished chords. Yeah, that's like if you were playing a little, little Western swing type song, or if you've heard stuff that went like this, like C sharp diminished, D minor or D minor 7, G. You know, kind of a nice sounding little, maybe the light jazz thing. C sharp diminished, D minor 7. Okay, so let's get back to some open riff things here. So here's what I wanted to show you. You may already know this one. This is from the Merle Haggard song, Stay Here and Drink. The guy that played on the recording, and you're kind of like me, you probably like to figure out who the session guys are. This was one of my favorite session players. Of course, people like Brent Mason and different ones are fantastic. Reggie Young was one of my favorites. He's the one that, he had a varied career. He played some Otis Redding stuff. He played the intro to the Day After Day I'm More Confused, that song. And you know, he did all these cool riffs, and this is Stay Here and Drink, and this is a riff he did. This is one I stole from him, and you can steal it too if you don't know it. This is kind of like this A chord that we were talking about earlier on the first lesson where I did all these. This is a little more complicated than that is, but we start in the same spot with a high A, 5th fret of the 1st string, straight to a pull-off. the open string. Then go to E flat, 2nd string, 4th fret. And now we're going to play the 1st string open again. That's the first 4 notes. Okay? Pull off on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string to the 2nd fret. Okay? Go to the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Go back to this 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Here it is from the beginning. The A note on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Pull off to open. 4th fret, 4th string, and then 3rd string open. Go to the 4th fret, after that 4th fret and then open, you're on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Pull off. We've seen this one in a couple of other riffs that we've done. 5th string, 3rd fret, hammer on to the 4th fret. Kind of a cool riff. Might take a little practice, but yeah, you'll get it. A lot of open strings too. I'm going to show you a little riff. This is more or less like the Eagles did on Peaceful, Easy Feeling. Kind of like I probably play it slightly different, but this is the idea. And it's using we're in the key of E. I'm just, going back and forth kind of like a drone string with that 1st string. So I'm sliding from the 2nd string, 4th fret to the 5th fret, and we have 2 E's, unison E's. This one, and then the open E. So the right hand, it's hammered, it's slid in to the 5th fret, 1st, 2nd, 1st. Just kind of going back and forth with the right hand. And the next one, hang right there on the 5th fret, and then hit it, and then slide it to the 7th fret. Same thing with the right hand is going on there now. So we went pause. Now do the same thing again. We're going from the 7th fret to the 9th fret, slide it. Now slide up 1 more fret from the 9th fret to the 10th fret. That's before it goes into this. He actually had a B bender on that. That was their first guitarist, banjo player, Bernie Ledden, that actually played that. This was pre-Don Felder days, but anyway. But that's pretty cool. There's another thing in E that I use quite a bit too. Again, this chord I talked about on the first half of the lesson. I use that quite a bit. This is using some open strings because in E, of course, you can get by with that just like we did on the chords. Almost get one thing on the chords, to me, it kind of sounds like a 12 string. I'm going to show you this riff in a minute using this. But this is, again, one of these things, if you play it like this, you can get kind of a 12 string effect out of your acoustic guitar or even your electric guitar. This chord here, and of course you know this one, here's the regular bar chord, of course. That would be a B up here on the 7th fret. And then if we drop down, this is an E chord. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave my first finger on that 7th fret of the 5th string. I'm going to put these two on the 9th fret of the 4th string and the 3rd string with the ring finger and then the pinky. Everything else is open. You hear this a lot too in rock and roll and contemporary Christian music, where they go. What I've done, I've taken this from the E to like the C sharp, but I'm leaving the strings under it open, the first 2 strings, and then you can take it to the B. Just leave these in tandem, and then move it down maybe now to a B chord. And then I'm going to go ahead and just move this. This is going to be what they call an A2 chord. So all I'm doing is taking the first finger off. So maybe finish it off with just an E chord here. One more thing on this riff. If you want to make an E major 7, see where this finger is? The pinky on the 9th fret of the 3rd string, go back to the 8th fret of the 3rd string. And by doing that, we have to take the pinky off and put the 2nd finger down, but we're just moving back 1 fret, so without all the fingers in the way. Here's from the 9th fret to the 8th fret. So this is kind of like on maybe the Christian song, I Can Only Imagine, or maybe Michael Murphy's, you know, Wildfire. And if I want to go to an A chord, I do that same thing. It's the same thing like we climbed up on this earlier, like the F position without the first finger. So I'm going to go from this E to E major 7, kind of back and forth, and I'm going to do this A. This is called the A2 chord, by the way. E to E major 7, E to E major 7, A to... Anyway, it gives it that 12-string, real full-sounding chord thing. Here's the riff I'm going to show you before we quit here. Okay, this is in the key of E. So hammer on from the 2nd string, 7th fret to the 9th fret, and then 1st string open. And you kind of go backwards with it. So you do a hammer on, then open string, 1st string, and keep this finger where it was. Now, earlier we did a hammer on, we're going to do a pull off now. So we started out 7 and 9 open, and then back to 9, 7. But this is an E, and we're going to hit an open E. So this is 3rd string, 9th fret. Okay, then what I do here, and you don't have to, as you well know, these riffs I show you, do it in your own style. I mean, you don't even have to do it the same way. I'm just showing you some ideas on how I do stuff. After this, I leave this finger here, and it's a slide from the 9th fret to the 6th fret on the 3rd string. And then hit again, slide. Then 3rd string, 4th fret. Then I go to the 4th string, 5th fret, hammer around to the 6th fret. Back to this note here, 3rd string, 4th fret. Now go back to the 5th fret here. Instead of coming up, I'm going to go back. All right, so the last couple of notes there, the last 3 notes, will be 5th fret, pull off to the 4th fret of the 4th string. And then to the lower E note on the 7th fret of the 5th string. Again, there's that chord I use quite a bit. That's kind of a cool riff too. Again, I'm like you, I like the open strings. We're about to run out of time here, but what this is, it's 2nd string, 4th fret, and I'm also going to have these fingers on the 3rd string, 6th fret with a pinky, and then 4th string, 6th fret with the 3rd finger. And I'm just coming straight up, 1st string, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2nd string open. And then usually I go to it. Yeah, something like that. All right, man. I hope you get something out of this. Please let me know if I've helped you some. And God bless you, man. And we'll